So instead of studying for my French exam that's happening both on Friday and next week, I started reading Shadow Me. I don't actually have much thought at the moment, except for the writing style. I was so surprised about the writing style. That was the first thing I noticed because I love it. And it's one of those things where I'm very picky with writing style. In anything else, I think I would think that it was too flowery, but for some reason, this just creates the atmosphere for whatever's happening in Juliet's brain, and like just how bland in contrast the world is. Good morning. It is my birthday today. I am 25 and I finally got my package in the mail. I don't know why it's huge, because I only ordered 2 books. This is how big the package is. Let me show you the 2 books that I actually ordered. This is how small the book actually is. I got The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. I'm currently in the middle of reading this. And I also got the second book in the Shadow Me series, Unravel Me. I've just had a shower, I've put makeup on, I've gotten ready, and I'm going over to my best friend's house today to spend my birthday with her and hang out. And I bought a bottle of wine, and she has some alcohol in her place, and we're probably just gonna chill out because I don't really feel like doing anything big for my birthday this year. I never really do, but she was insistent that I do something fun, so we're probably just gonna, I don't know, I'm not sure. Hopefully there's alcohol involved because I'm in the mood to just drink. Also, this is what my sister got me. It's this really cute little mug that is from a cafe that I like to hang out in. And what I really love about it is the quote inside, like the rim of the cup. So I might use this as my coffee mug this morning. Ta-da! Bonjour. So I know I started doing this reading vlog wanting to document my thoughts on Shadow Me, but if I'm being completely honest, I'm in the middle of so many books. I am in the middle of Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. I'm listening to that on audiobook. Before We Were Strangers, this is an adult romance that I thought I was going to really enjoy, but my mood's been kind of mushy and like all over the place, so I haven't been able to like get into this, but I do like the premise. I'm in the middle of The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. This is a young adult contemporary romance which I'm gonna break up in between my Shadow Me binge read. Speaking of Shadow Me, I'm in the middle of Shadow Me. This is another one that's romancy and contemporary that I'm gonna break up between all the Shadow Me's. I'm in the middle of a poetry collection by Sarah Kay. Sarah Kay is an author, a poet and an author that I really love. If you haven't listened to her spoken word poetry on YouTube, definitely do so because I really like her. And yeah, those are, yeah. Basically, I'm in this weird mood where I'm in the middle of so many books because I just haven't been, if you hadn't noticed, I haven't been posting videos because I just haven't been in the mood to kind of just hype myself up and be like in a super high energy type mood. I haven't been in the mood to like just be in front of the camera or just talk to humans in general. And I think I've been in this downward spiral for about a year and a half, maybe even 2, but it's only gotten so much worse within the past couple of weeks, which is why I completely stopped posting videos because I'm just like, I can't. And I could, you know, post just my Europe vlogs because I still haven't done all of that, but again, I don't feel like editing. I don't feel like looking at myself. I just, yeah, I don't really want to go into it right now because I'm still kind of just in the middle of it. I'm trying to like see the purpose of this vlog was to like, I don't know, somehow make me feel better or something. I love making videos, and like that's what used to make me feel really good and make me feel better. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just rambling now. I need to study, but I don't want to. I'm hoping to finish one book this week, so hopefully. I think I might read The Fill-In Boyfriend because it's really cute, and also I might listen to a little bit of Shatter Me on audio just because, I don't know, I have the audiobook and I'm gonna be downstairs today because I can't work upstairs in my room because I just end up sleeping. That's another thing I've been doing a lot of, just sleeping. I don't want to see humans. I just kind of sleep. I'm tired all the time. I get home from uni or from tutoring someone and I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go downstairs, have breakfast, and then I'm gonna exercise. That's another thing I think that's contributing to my downward spiral, is because I stopped going to the gym. The gym used to make me feel really good. Like, even if I wasn't going super hardcore on the gym, it helped the brain, you know. So I'm gonna, during these winter holidays, I'm gonna start going to the gym again. It's just because I don't have money for membership. I'm gonna read and then I'll update you if I have any new thoughts.
Moment. That's the moment when I realized how...
So I've just gotten home from my last French exam of the semester, and when I finished that, the teacher actually gave me my marks from the speaking exam that I did last week, and I did pretty well, so I'm very happy about that. I'm really tired and all I want to do is just take a hot shower and get into my pajamas and crack open a bottle of wine and just binge watch the originals. I might also watch 13 Reasons Why because I still haven't seen the new season, but before that I want to change my sheets and everything. I just want to like clean my room a little bit. Okay, so I have changed my sheets. I have watched the recent episodes of the originals. By the way, I just got these today on sale and it's really pretty because it's like pastel colors. I've had a cup of coffee and I decided to clean out my bookshelves. I'm unhauling some books. This isn't all of it. I'm gonna go through this bottom shelf again later on. I've recently discovered that I tend to pull my eyebrows out when I'm stressed or anxious, so this eyebrow is basically non-existent. I do that with my eyelashes too. So last night I just finished The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West, and I thought I would talk about it a little while I get ready because I'm going out to dinner tonight. Also I'm using my webcam as a mirror because I don't have any mirrors in my room. So The Fill-In Boyfriend is about this girl named Gia who got dumped right before her senior prom in high school, and she gets dumped in the parking lot by her boyfriend. Now the thing is, this boyfriend is a little older and her friends have never met this guy before, so they think that she's lying because she's one of the popular girls, and I don't know, she tends to like need to keep up an image or something, so they think she's lying, especially this one frenemy that she has in her girl group of hers. So she didn't want to go in there dateless, and she comes across this guy just sitting in her car waiting for his sister, because his sister goes to that school, and she basically, you know, asks him to pretend to be this guy, and he does because it's a YA romance and that's what happens, I guess. And then from there she kind of, you know, it's a romance, so It's a fake relationship, and I really like it. It's not my favorite Casey West book. I think my favorite Casey West book is still P.S. I Like You. The thing with Casey West books that I really like is that she is really good with the whole family dynamic. I feel like with a lot of young adult, there's not a lot of family, right? Like that's what people complain about. Like their families are either like absent or they're just not in the picture. But with Casey West, you see a lot of the family dynamics I've come to realize. So I really like it. What I don't like about her books is that the female characters are always too good, if that makes sense. And the other contemporary writer that I really like is Courtney Summers, and I think she does the opposite of Casey West. But I found myself, because I love Courtney Summers so much, I was reading this book and I'm like, oh, if this was in a Courtney Summers book, it would be completely more different and darker and, you know, and all that. But I do like the romances in her books. I will have to say they're not that diverse, which I know a lot of people talk about diversity on BookTube and all that stuff, and I have a lot of thoughts on it, but I don't feel like I want to share, because it's like I've gotten to that point where I've never been someone who related to any of the characters I read from, and that's kind of most of the time with the books that I read, because I never read about Asian main characters. Okay, I can't talk while I'm doing my eyeliner. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't see a lot of Asian main characters in Casey West books. I just wish, sometimes I wish like that there are more diverse. I mean, there is, but it's not showcased, and I do like that about it. Like, I didn't realize that one of the side characters in The Fill-In Boyfriend is actually Asian, and it's like there's like a line between making it a big deal and making it like an everyday thing. What I found funny when reading this book is that I was actually more rooting for the main character and Hayden's sister to be friends, because I just wanted her to have more female friends. That's what I didn't like about this book, actually. What I didn't like about this book is that there's a lot of girl hate, which I'm kind of sick of seeing, to be completely honest. But also at the same time, I relate, because I went to an all-girls school and that was horrible. So, I get it. Some girls can be mean, but there are also nice girls out there too, and girls can coexist without wanting to rip each other's hairs out. But I just think that people give her books a lot of crap, which I don't actually understand, because like you go into it knowing, I mean, it's called The Fill-In Boyfriend. You know, her books are YA contemporary romance. You go into it knowing exactly what you're gonna get. And what I love the most about her books is that she explores those tropes in romances. She explores, you know, like this one obviously it's the fake relationship. In P.S. I Like You, it's the hate to love romance trope. In By Your Side, it's the, I don't want to say class, because I mean they're in high school, but one of them's like, you know, the outcast, and the other one's like the popular person. I am looking forward to her newest book that's, I think it might have already come out. I think it's called like Listen to Your Heart. And the only reason I want to read that one is because it involves a podcast. And I love podcasts.
No. Are scared?
Mama. Good morning. It's been a couple of days since I last vlogged, just because I've been having more bad brain days, and I originally wanted to make this a whole week, but it's more like 3 weeks now because I just pick the camera up whenever. But I've been listening to the Shadow Me book on audio just because I haven't been in the mood to kind of sit down and read because my mind just keeps wandering. I can't seem to concentrate recently. So I've been listening to a lot of that. I think I have 3 hours left. I don't know, I don't like it as much as I thought I would. And on one hand, I kind of like that I'm not feeling the first book too much because people have said that the first book isn't the best and the rest are really good. So I am like excited to see more of the story because I do like the well, no, I don't like the characters, but I do want to see the characters grow and develop. And the other book that I started is The Start of You and Me by Emily Lord. I just, as I said, I'm not in the mood to like sit down because my brain's just kind of been everywhere. What I have been doing though is a lot of writing, which is really good because my writing's been kind of on and off. And I always thought I was one of those people that if I get, you know, upset, I tend to write. But I think I've realized that when I get super down and gloomy and I'm like in this dark hole in my brain, I tend to not do anything creative because I can't concentrate. So the fact that I am writing a little bit here and there means that I'm probably getting out of it, which is good. I do have to go out and tutor a student this afternoon. The other thing that I kind of felt like doing was rereading Some Girls Are by Courtney Summers because I want to like reread it with a critical eye this time. There are certain elements in this book that I really like that I want to study for my own novel, if that makes sense. Obviously the plot of what I'm writing is not the same as this one at all, but this one deals with friendships a lot. Deals with toxic friendships and just toxic people in general, and that's something that I've always been super, not interested is the wrong word, but like that's something that I really want to write about. I'm just excited that I'm writing again. Good morning, it is a Sunday and I thought we should end this vlog thing the way we started, which is to talk about Shadow Me. Let me get my physical copy. Even though I actually listened to the second half of this book on audio, I don't think I have anything new to say that I haven't already said in previous clips. I really like the writing style. I don't like any of the characters yet, but I am excited to see more of them grow, especially Juliet, because a lot of people say that they hate Juliet. I don't actually hate her. I understand her motives and I understand the insta-love that happens in this book, and I know that several other people have pointed this out. Juliet is someone that has never been close to someone, has never touched another person, and so when she finds a person that she can actually be close with, that makes sense. Also, she's like a teenager. I am excited to move on to Unravel Me. I'm not going to do that yet though because I did start 3 other books because I'm still in this weird reading mood where I don't know what I'm in the mood for. Oh, by the way, the cover ripped off while it was in my bag. I started 3 new books on my iBooks. I started The School for Good and Evil because I don't read a lot of middle grade, but I have had a lot of this book from Julie from the Book Brats. She talks about this book a lot in the sense of the friendship element and the kind of fairy tale-esque discussion on like what's good and what's evil, and there's a lot of gray area, which I never expected to see in like a middle grade. I don't usually read middle grade. I think it's because I'm just so far removed from it that I can't get on board with the characters in middle grade. And also I think I find a lot of middle grade is a lot more action-packed, and you know that I don't like action-packed. I like more like character-driven type stories. So I was surprised by this book because I am enjoying it. The second book that I actually started a couple of weeks ago. I just kind of forgot about it. But that is A House at the Bottom of a Lake by Josh Malerman. I've heard so much about this book from Books and Lala, and I picked it up and I really, really like it. It's about these two teenagers who go on their first date, and they discover a giant house at the bottom of a lake, and they go exploring. But it's also not just a haunting, spooky, eerie horror novel. It's also kind of a metaphor, I guess, if you could call it a metaphor, for falling in love and like the exploration of like that first love when you're a teenager, and that like that amount of obsession, which again I never expected to find in a horror novel, but I really, really, really like it. I ordered myself a physical copy. Hasn't come yet, but I'm reading it on my phone at the moment. And the third book that I started reading is actually a book that I know my brother got me for my birthday. It just hasn't come yet. But that book is Crimson... what's it called? Crimson Bound? No. Yeah, Crimson Bound. The Little Red Riding Hood retelling by Rosamund Hodge. You know that I loved Cruel Beauty. I love her writing style. I love what she does with retellings and reimaginings. I think that's the key for me to get into fantasy. Anything that feels more like an urban legend type stuff, I'm really into. So I don't like it as much as Cruel Beauty because I think this one is more action-packed. I love the history behind the story. I love how I can tell that Rosamund Hodge did a lot of research on the werewolf kind of history and where that originated from and all that stuff. So I really like that aspect of it. What I don't like about it is it reminds me a lot of Merlin, the TV show, because it's a lot of like to do with kings, and because the main character is a bloodbound and she's kind of a guard to the royal family, I guess, so she has to protect them. She's a little higher than a royal guard, but it's a lot to do. There's a lot of action and there's a lot of political intrigue and all that stuff, and I don't typically like to read about that kind of stuff. I like to see it on TV shows and movies, but I don't like reading about it. So that's the only thing that's throwing me off, because Cruel Beauty was so character driven. This one is more like, I don't know, it's a lot bigger, and I guess I'm just not used to it. But that being said, I still love her writing style and I'm still intrigued by it. So yeah, those are the books that I read these past couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I don't know how long it's been. I started like a bunch of books, I think like 7, 9, I don't know how many books, and I finished 2, so there you go. Reindeers are better than people, Sven, don't you think I'm right?